Okay, don't mind me, new channel, who's this? Yes, I do have those things on under my eyes. This channel is going to be very, very real. I'm bringing YouTube back to 2017, okay, 2016. That's circa that era, okay? My other channel is very different from this. I mentioned that in my description, but this is me talking about things that I find intriguing, interesting, or literally make me go, what the actual, like, what the... I didn't want to talk about this little 304, but I watch a lot of true crime, and I was watching the beautiful, wonderful Stephanie Sue on Rotten Mango, which is the channel that she's got for her true crime. Now, I adore Stephanie's stuff. Her team are wonderful. Her husband is so funny, and they really tell a story very well, right? So the first two episodes I didn't really watch because I knew quite a lot about the trial and the sentencing and, you know, the way she was, so on and so forth. However, this part, the title got me hooked. So again, this is Stephanie Sue's YouTube, Rotten Mango, okay? This is not from me. The title was Gay for the Stay, in quotation marks, and getting a train run on her in the bathroom, in the toilets or something like that. You know when you thought somebody couldn't get any worse and then they prove you wrong? That is exactly who Mackenzie is as a person, right? She is one of the worst people that I've ever heard of. And I don't mean it just because of what she's done. I mean it also because of the shit she says that comes out of her mouth. So what really got me was all the phone calls, right, between her and her mother. Her mother is also delusional beyond all hell. Her father is too, don't get me wrong, he's batshit. But the mother lives in La La Land. She's got a group chat with Mackenzie's friends. The mother of a, I don't know how old she is. I haven't looked it up because I don't care about her. You know, Davion is also getting totally lost in all of this. Like, people are forgetting that he was in the car that day. He was in the back seat. And the father even said, so the father of Mackenzie tried to say it wasn't deliberate. It was her POTS, right? As in POTS, that she never spoke about in any messages to any friends or to Dom, but all of a sudden had. Okay. So her father said it wasn't deliberate, such and such, boo, boo, boo. Then he says, let's be honest, it wouldn't have happened if it was just Devion in the car. What are you saying? She wouldn't have crashed the car if it was just Devion in the car? Or she wouldn't be going to jail for life with Dom in the car as well? What are you saying? You're saying that nobody would care about Devian? But you're saying that what? He's talking about how Russo is some big protected name and that the auntie knows this person and the mum knows that person. Sit the hell down. Sit down and shut up. You're making a fool of yourself. It's getting embarrassing at this point. But what I really cannot get past, and I highly advise you to go and watch Stephanie Sue's episode on this because it is brilliant. And if in the future I do talk more about true crime things, I will start doing the episodes on my own. But as I am just at the moment doing this channel as things I find intriguing and that make me go WTAF, this is what we're working with. So when I watched her episode, she let us listen to a lot of the phone calls between Mackenzie and Mackenzie's mother. First of all, like I said, Mackenzie's mother is acting as though she's Mackenzie's friend. You know, they're both going to each other, bitch, girl. Help me. Really? Then Mackenzie is so stupid. And I mean this with all my heart. She is stupid. This girl, Rosie, that's meant to be her bestie, is the witness for the defense. Her. Yeah? For Mackenzie. And she doesn't understand why Rosie's taken down the videos of them together and why she hasn't posted Free Mackenzie or she hasn't come to any of the hearings. Because she's on the defense as a witness for you, you dodo. And it didn't matter how many times her mum said it to her. Her mum said it to her about 3 or 4 times. I still think it's weird though. Then she was talking about wanting to write a book, but she asked her mum how to spell eventually. The mum even then had to pause halfway through the word to write it down. In prison, in terms of her having POTS, right? Numerous people that have been there, and they've been on TikTok and speaking about it themselves, have said that she modifies her clothes, which she's not allowed to do. That's why she's got like 30 odd write-ups to have little crop tops. Her parents are putting thousands on her commissary so she can have whatever she wants. And she is buying it, including Nike products, which is insane to me. She is buying the little jewels for her hair, which apparently are $15 each. And she had 4 in her hair from one selfie she took with an iPad that they give them in there. I couldn't believe the whole scenario, but let's go back to the POTS thing. So when one girl who had done some time in there but got on out because she didn't have the kind of sentence that Mackenzie has, she turned around and she said, you know, based on what you saw. And she was like, to be honest, she was very, very healthy. She came across as a very healthy girl. Like, she didn't seem to be taking any medications. She didn't mention having to see the doctor. I didn't ever see her go, oh, I feel like faint, or see her faint, or see her need to go lie down for a while. Even when it was like, 100 Fahrenheit outside, she was out there with oil on, sunbathing. Now, anybody that knows anything about POTS, or you could just look it up, right? It's to do with your heart, right? And it can be, the symptoms, the significant symptoms are dizzy spells, fainting spells, nausea, feeling as though you are kind of like almost vertigo-like symptoms, feeling like you're getting heart palpitations, and, you're getting fatigued very easily. And usually with medication from your doctor, you can manage it, and also avoiding certain things. One of those things being extreme heat, if you can. What kind of person that goes a bit troublesome during extreme heat is sunbathing at 100 Fahrenheit? You're not. Now we come to the fact that I speak from personal experience. I don't have POTS, but I do have focal epilepsy, and the heat does trigger me. I don't always get seizures, but as in like the tonic-clonic kind, and the one that people always picture, but I get absent seizures and partial aware focal seizures. They can happen. They are more of a risk in very hot weather. I wouldn't be outside sunbathing. Why would I want to do that to myself? This girl is a liar. So as I was saying, Mackenzie is a liar, and she is somebody who I wouldn't trust to even throw out a piece of garbage for me. She is so delusional that she's happily walking around, and this is according to inmates that were with her, right? Walking around with everything expensive on that you can get from commissary, but yet cutting them into tank tops, getting things that are tighter, talking about how, and this is to her mother, talking about how big, round and cute her booty has gotten. 2 people died, Mackenzie, and you're talking about how you look and your backside. Tell me how delusional one person has to be. And her mum is like literally cheering her on like an absolute fruitcake. But the person that was talking about how she was walking around, she said that she was walking around, she had modified her clothes again, and she had hickeys all over her neck. And that's where the comment came from other prisoners, which was gay for the state, right? Which happens allegedly to a lot of women that go to jail. Now, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. I imagine if a lot of people are in there for a long time, and they're not getting out anytime soon, they want some intimacy, and maybe they go that way for the what time they're in there. I don't even care about that. But the fact that somebody said that she was busy getting trains run on her in the bathroom, I'm sorry. What? This girl has no sense of reality. None. There is absolutely zero reality in her life. She doesn't know it. She's never met her. She's never seen her. She doesn't know she exists. She's whining about which friends are doing this. She thinks Kim Kardashian is going to pick up her case like she's somebody who's been wrongly convicted. She hasn't even been fully convicted yet. And she thinks Kim Kardashian's going to pick up her case. She also is one of the very few people, and I watch a lot of true crime, and I have wished, a lot of rotten pieces to a lot of people that have been diabolical and done heinous things. This is the first time that I have genuinely gone, I'd quite like to one-on-one fight her and her mum. Like, no weapons, nothing like that included, just let's go, let's go. Because what on earth are you talking about? Talking about the stupidest things under the sun and acting as though two people's lives haven't been lost. Acting as though she didn't deliberately do this, when we all know she did. She did. That's why she chose to have a bench trial, because a lot like certain other women that have done diabolical things, and I can't remember the girl's name right now, but she basically coerced her quote-unquote online boyfriend, it wasn't her boyfriend, to delete himself from this planet. And the messages literally said, get back in the car, do it now, I knew you wouldn't do it, you got to do it for me. And this was a boy who was already extremely fragile, very fragile. She had a bench trial because already the lawyers knew that she was not a likable person. So you have a jury who won't necessarily go by the law like a judge will. Like the judge will look at law and see what exactly is and isn't illegal by this state, by that state that, the incident took place in, and is obviously an expert in the law. Whereas the 12 jurors are not experts in the law, and they will look at you. And if you are an unlikable person and somebody who was saying things that she was saying to Dom before she killed him and after she killed him, saying to other people, that would have all been revealed. Now, I haven't heard about all of that yet, but I know it's not good. I know it does not paint her in a favourable light. And I cannot get over the fact that, like I said, they are accusing some cloak and dagger tomfoolery going on because Dom's family has the same surname as the judge, Russo. Russo is a very common surname. Russo is not an unheard of surname. If everybody called Russo was related, that'd be a lot of people. My surname is a very common surname in a particular country. If I was related to all of those people, my family would be massive. They are not related. And the judge has even sworn that they are not related. Mackenzie genuinely believes that she is being hard done by. She's talking about the most frivolous and stupid things on the phone to her mother. She's arguing about who said what, when, why people haven't been nice to her, why people haven't said this, that to her. There was one particular person on TikTok, and I'm sorry, but I can't remember their name. But if you look it up and you're on social media, I'm sure you could find it even on here. She said that Mackenzie essentially said to her, do you want to see my scars? And she said, okay. Mackenzie lifted up her top. And then she said, do you want to touch them? And the girl said, okay. So she touched them. And she said, I swear to you, I felt a shiver run through me. And she said, what? Don't you like me now? Do you think I'm not pretty or sexy with these scars? And she said, no, that's not it. And to her, audience who was watching, she essentially said, what got me was how she got those scars. What really got me is when I touched her, she acted as though she was proud of those scars. And then she said, this is the past inmate. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I'm glad that I didn't get any scars on my face though, because I want to model when I get out of here." When you get out of where? You're getting out of there in a box, my friend. You can't do modeling then. So I probably will talk a bit more about this and in more detail with clips and so on and so forth, especially depending on who speaks about what and when. But it's extremely frustrating, extremely frustrating. These two boys, Dom and Davion, lost their lives because Mackenzie was pissed off that Dom didn't want to be with her anymore, and she, like the narcissist she is, couldn't understand why somebody didn't want to be with her. Because, as she said in her own words to her mother, "I'm the prettiest girl in here and I don't even care." I mean, that's mean, but you know. Or like one of her friends said to her on the phone, "Why are they so obsessed with you?" Like, okay, Regina George, like, you're in prison and you're acting like you're in high school. It's not clocking for her. And I think as well, because the place that she's in is really, really nice. Like, it's not dirty. They have quite a lot available on the commissary. They get a lot of privileges, including a TV and so on and so forth. And I believe that because of that, she is very disillusioned as to what is going to come when she gets her final conviction. So this is where I'm going to wrap it up for this video. As I said, this is a very casual video, as you can tell by the background and the fact that I'm not inserting any clips or quotes or sound bites or whatever. I'm going to keep this quite straightforward for now, for this first video. And then when I will be posting on here in the future, you will see my background, not the one you're used to seeing for my main channel, which is Haute Gothic, because that has a completely different theme, as I mentioned already. But I will be posting a different background, and the reason being for that is because I obviously want the differentiation, very good, between the two channels, because this is genuinely going to be something that either I cannot fathom that this has occurred and that this person is acting this way or people are acting this way, or it's something that I find really interesting and I just want to talk about and I don't have anyone to talk about it with. So I'm going to come on here. So that's it, really. I haven't figured out an intro or an outro yet because this literally just came to my mind to create this evening. But what I will say is that I appreciate those who have watched and paid attention and listened and enjoyed. And I hope to see you very soon. And I hope that this channel does build itself up as I go along and discuss more topics. And obviously, as the channel gets neater and the editing is better. I've got a proper mic now, so the sound will be a lot better than what it's been even in my other videos. And we are all ready for that. So for now, just stay safe. Please look out for each other, look out for yourselves, and I will see you next time.